Hi guys, this is Jean Holden, producer of the show, and I just wanted to take a minute to let you know where you can find us on the internet. Please go to ThatMan on Fatman.com. There you can find out all the things you need to know about the show. You'll be able to find links to the podcast, to YouTube, to Twitter, Facebook, even Instagram and Snapchat. Thank you so much for listening, guys, and we hope you enjoy the show.
Today's show is brought to you by Death Wish Coffee. Death Wish Coffee, the strongest coffee in the world.
This is Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, and I want to urge you to make a generous donation to the Wayne Foundation so we can stop the sexual trafficking of children. Do it, or I'll find you.
And don't forget to check out our good friend of the show, Mark Live, over at chundertunes.com for all your podcast animation needs. ThatMan on Fatman is recorded with a Zoom H6 handy recorder. Zoom for creators.
Disclaimer. The show you're about to experience is for entertainment purposes only. The hosts use mature language and conversation just like in most of life. If you're too uptight, this might not be for you. All that said, we really do hope you enjoy the show. But if you don't enjoy it, expect a nice big shipment of my joyous Joker juice on your doorstep in the very near future. Toodles!
Yes, please note that use of all sound effects is done ironically.
Ooh-ah. You are listening to ThatMan on Fatman with Scott and Jean Holden, and they, trust me, have a great ass.
The second Y is sent in by
ThatMan on Fatman.
Oh, right on. Scott Holden.
Scott Holden, yep.
And what does Scott want?
Call me Scott because I'm Holden.
As the world's biggest Kevin Smith fan, I appreciate the fact that somebody finally made a podcast about that interesting motherfucker. So, yes, you absolutely did the right thing.
Okay, what has two thumbs and is a huge fan of Kevin Smith? ThatMan!
Scott, who does ThatMan on Fatman podcast.
Yeah.
Ooh-ah.
Well, once upon a time, just a regular man read a book written by the Fat Man. Tough shit written by old Kev Smith.
Ooh-ah. ThatMan on Fatman.
Kev said go out and start a podcast, and so I did, and I had a real blast. But my obsession was driving my co-host nuts.
Who is he? He's that man. He's talking.
Didn't want to bring the podcast down. Needed Porkchop Murphy to hang around.
Go get him, that man.
So I created a show with one heck of a plan, and I call that show ThatMan on Fatman.
ThatMan on Fatman.
Go get him, that man.
We're gonna talk about Kevin Smith.
ThatMan on Fatman. ThatMan on Fatman.
Go get him, that man.
We're gonna talk about Kevin Smith.
Go get him, that man.
Hey, everybody. And welcome to this episode. Oh, that makes sense. 5-13 of ThatMan on Fatman. I am Scott Holden, sitting here in the studio with none other than co-host and producer extraordinaire Jean Holden.
Hi, guys.
And it's the 13th episode of the 5th season. That makes sense. That's why everything's been weird. The vibe has been odd. We just did we recorded our segment, our guest segment. We won't be having a news segment this week because our news reporter, Miss Danielle Ryan, is off on a vacay. And so we decided to have our buddy Steve, a.k.a. Midnight Smoke, not Midnight Snoke. No way associated with Snoke on the show. And he could give us an update as to what happened up at the Big Vashel dealio. And as we interviewed, talked to him about that, we like in podcasting format, we went in all different directions and just a good chatty segment.
It was fun.
But there were moments in there where it feels like, ooh, why do we go there? For instance, being held hostage by a Russian spy.
Yes.
The country is being held by a traitorous Russian spy. And I just wish that the media would address him as such so that we can stop with this masquerade that the guy is legitimate in any way, shape, or form.
I know.
He's a Russian spy. He would not be in the White House if he didn't conspire with a foreign power to be there.
Right. And people need to stop normalizing him. Because
Yeah. He's a fucking fascist. He's a fucking scumbag and a vulgarian. And so...
Vulgarian.
On that note, we can just remember... too long for me to go.
Grab him by the pussy?
Yes, that's what... When you see Trump, remember to grab him by the pussy. Which means anywhere. So... See, I'm already starting out, but see, it's this whole... And then, we'll talk about it more during the show, but I propose this idea that, with Anthony Bourdain offing himself... maybe suicide is up in this culture because of the leadership of our culture.
Right.
Like people, it's just one of those, if you have a shitty life and a shitty existence and then you look around and you see this fucking douchebag is in charge.
It is.
If you got a foot in the suicide fucking grave, Trump may be the fucking thing that pushes you over the cliff. So
Try not to give him the power though, guys. It's just not worth it.
I'm just saying.
I know.
The fish rots from the head down, and he's a fucking rotten fish.
I know.
All right, and welcome to the show.
Gosh.
So glad. It's so hard to suck out this week.
I know.
Let's see. A lot, and also I have to say I'm not on my A game. I'm working on like maybe 3 hours sleep since yesterday because we were out last night having fun and partying and all that good stuff, and just too tired today. Feeling the effects, feeling the afterburn of it all. So, yeah. Well, you know what? You have your good shows, you have your bad, and that's funny in TV when they look at a season. The assumption is okay. They had a 21 episode season. They'd be like, 7 shows are going to be okay. 7 shows are going to be great, and 7 shows are going to be shit. There's just no way you can do it. So it's just a matter of controlling the level of the shit.
Right.
But anyway.
Oh, controlling the level of the shit.
Yes. Which, God, I wish I had. You know what? Of all the sound effects, I don't have the most
like diarrhea.
I don't have the most obvious fart sound effect or shit sound effect. Like. Captain Obvious over here doesn't have a fart.
Please join me in a final prayer.
There you go. This will have to suffice. How are you feeling tonight, Gene?
I'm good.
You seem tired. You're quiet.
No.
Okay.
I'm not tired. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah. I am good.
All right. Well, I didn't realize that you were related to Spock, the Vulcan.
Why? Because he says that?
No, you're just so quiet. You're so like... For some reason, Captain, you're boring me. With your illogical banter. Hey, the mics sound good.
Yeah, they do.
Well, on that note, you know what? There's no reason to beat a dead horse. It's obvious. This is not Thank you. This is not the greatest podcast episode that we're going to produce this year, and it's of no Midnight Smoke makes no part in this whatsoever. As you can hear from the background fart noises.
Conan, what is best in life? To crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and to hear the lamentation of their women. That is good.
Amen. And with that note, I bring you Midnight Smoke. She's so easily amused.
That was so
She's
funny.
easily amused and like, I was a victim of the Catholic religion.
Really? Don't do that.
Well, how do you feel about being a victim of the Catholic religion? There you go. Those are the high pressure squeakers. I hate
that
those.
Was a good
I hate
one.
those most of
That's
all.
how I feel, right?
All right, we want to take a moment to talk about Death Wish Coffee. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, do yourself a favor and get over to deathwishcoffee.com. And there you can buy
so bad I had to fade in the commercial.
Strongest coffee known to man without a prescription.
The world's strongest coffee ever.
Yes, as proudly displayed on my wife's sweatshirt over there.
Yes, on my body,
Yes.
on my mug,
Yes,
on
it's
my
on my mug.
K-cups. Not...
Yes, and you'll know them by their telling sign of the skull and crossbones that
It's
tells
so
you
good.
exactly what you're in for. It's that used to be the international symbol for poison, but now it is the symbol for good damn coffee.
It's awesome. Without milk, with milk, you don't really need it because it's strong.
But
It's
not bitter?
Not bitter. So you don't even need milk. You don't even need sugar, but you can add it if you'd like. It's just really, really the perfect, strongest, most awesome coffee.
Become a junkie of Death Wish, just like the Anderson Council. And
we got him hooked.
again, deathwishcoffee.com. Thank you very
Enjoy
much.
it.
Yeah, Death Wish. We're so glad to be involved with Death Wish. And good time to bring up this commercial because Death Wish has gone into space.
They have.
It was so awesome to see this news. And essentially one of the astronauts on the International Space Station is a big coffee drinker and loves Death Wish, found Death Wish, is a junkie of it, and therefore went to NASA and said, when I go up in space, I don't want to miss out on my favorite coffee. Can you work with Death Wish to make it so that we can take it into space?
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Cool. And they requested for that specific coffee.
Yeah. It's fucking
Death Wish
amazing.
coffee. Yeah.
So Death Wish Coffee.
So
check it
go
out.
to
Deathwish.com. And we didn't say, I don't know if I said, that was an old copy of the ad. If you use the name ThatMan on your order over at deathwishcoffee.com, you get 10% off your order using the code ThatMan. So it's one word, conjunctified.
You can get 10% off.
Yes, you get 10% off, and tell everybody you love Death Wish Coffee and that you heard about it here on ThatMan.
Yeah.
So, and 10% off. Father Muckers.
Yes.
All right. So without any further ado, that was a weird place to stick a commercial, but hey, it all works. And, when your show has become a train wreck, you may as well pull the train out.
Eventually.
I have no idea what the fuck that means.
Yeah.
But,
or you could let it stay in there, but
yes, ram it home hard.
sometimes hurts, but yeah.
Oh, man. You pervs can think on that one tonight. And without any further ado, here's Midnight Smoke, our buddy, to talk about Vashel. The train wreck episode.
Here's our guest.
All right. Once again, it's a pleasure to bring this gentleman back on the show. See, he's been on so often now, it's harder to, with a big, tough, wind-up sell.
No, every time it makes it great. So
but
you have to do it each time.
you've listened to the show with any regularity, you
need to
already
build
know
him
who this
up.
guy
You
is.
need
And
to
if you
build
don't
him up.
listen on this show, then you've heard him on other shows such as the Mr. BS show. He also does stints on the Afterburn with a bunch of numbers in there that I can never remember.
You must build him up each time.
Yes, and you've heard him on this show as a guest
He's our
multiple
friend.
times, and I think you may have even heard him back on the old BCJ files. That's
I
right,
think
Mr. Steve the Knight, also known as Midnight Smoke. Welcome back to the show, sir.
Hey guys, how you
Hi.
doing? Thank you so much for that.
You're very welcome.
He has a couple of names.
I should have said Midnight Smoke. There you go. Throw a little verb on there.
That is awesome. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Well, one of the reasons, other than the fact that you've become a regular buddy of the show, but you were recently up in Canada celebrating our new enemy, that tried to attack us and burn down the White House recently.
Yeah.
I think it was led by Frederick Douglass,
Yes.
that noted burner downer of White Houses.
And then he was told it was the War of 1812, and then he asked, "When was that?"
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Was it?
Was it? When was that? Okay. Well.
Meanwhile, Canada was not a nation in 1812. But okay, we want.
Oh my God. Anyway, we love you no matter what.
Yeah.
Our president's an asshole, but
it's disgusting.
we
Well,
love
anyway,
you.
so but this was actually before all that, or at least the greater before President Trump decided to declare Canada our number one enemy and Russia our number one friend, because we live in fucking bizarro goddamn world.
True.
America, at least.
You went up to Canada for the Great Gretzky. What is it actually? What's the official name of it
Vashel,
called?
right?
Well, it's Vashel, but it's
the Vashel is a league that's within this tournament. This is the Walter Gretzky street hockey tournament.
That's right. The Walter Gretzky.
That's so cool. You guys look so happy. I love seeing all the pictures.
Yes, I saw Mr.
so
and that is Wayne Gretzky's father, Walter Gretzky.
Correct. Yes,
Oh my
and
God,
he was there
how
every year. I missed him this year. He didn't come until like late Sunday, but
Right.
yeah, he's there every time.
Well, I did see a picture with Kevin with him.
Mm-hmm. That was last year's. Yeah.
Oh, was it? Was that last year's picture?
Okay.
Oh, wow. I kind of dropped it like he was there this year.
That's all right.
Right.
Ah,
that's all right.
because I thought he might have popped in.
Well, you're allowed, sweetie. You're allowed to make a mistake.
Yeah. Well, he's very subtle, very cagey, that Kevin Smith guy.
Right.
He's wily, like a coyote. All right, so tell us Tell us about what I love the fact that you go up there now, and I love the fact you're part of Vashel because you made me in some way responsible, and while I don't feel responsible, I do feel like in some way a contributor to you being a part of it.
You definitely are. I wouldn't I've known about the tournament. I've known about all the stuff he does. I've never been up there, and the only reason I know about it is because you and I met up in Niagara Falls a few years ago to meet with Dave Mader and Benny.
Yes,
that was the only reason.
And I was staying up there with Mr. Mader. Yes.
That's the reason, because Dave that day, he's like, dude, you should really, really play in this tournament. You should be in this, blah, blah, blah.
Because you were so damn close. Yeah, it made sense.
Like, you know what? Fine, yeah. And he got me on a brand new team the very first year the team played. It's called the Golgothans.
Yes.
And we've been improving every year. It's awesome. We're shit demons for sure. We are the shit.
Do you want to shout out any members of the Golgothans?
Oh, dude, there's so many. This year, definitely Jason McGray. He actually took over for Gavin for us this year because Gavin couldn't make our tournament. He's our captain.
Okay.
Gavin. Okay.
We know Gavin.
Yeah, and Jason McGray, he actually has a podcast himself. I can shout out his show.
Oh, please.
Yeah, it's called The Ultimate Gravity Show. You can actually find Jason on Twitter. It's at the UG Show. Dude's really cool. I'm going to be on his. I'm going to go up to Canada probably next month. We're going to do a couple shows up there.
Oh, cool.
Awesome. What's the flavor of the show, if you don't mind
me
asking?
It's everything, man. It's crazy. They get into I missed the last couple of them, but they've been getting guest spots on. Just a couple random people coming on. They did some politic things, but they do a lot of geek and nerd stuff, which is really cool.
It's freeform pod.
Yeah,
it's buddies. It's okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Exactly,
like
and they do it live too through YouTube. I believe it's YouTube or Facebook Live, but you can actually interact with them while they're doing the show too, which is nice.
Groovy.
That's
the next level for all podcasts.
Right.
But if it's appropriate to your show.
Yes. Good luck to them.
I'd say check it out. You never know. But other than him,
what's
he
the
took
name
over
of the show
our
one
team.
more time? Give
say
him
it
another nice clear plug.
It's called The Ultimate Gravity Show.
Cool.
Oh, I like that name.
It's nice, but yeah, Jay, he took over for captain this year. He kept the team all together and stuff. He refused to put the C on his jersey. He said, "No, I am not the captain. I'm an alternate. Captain will be here next season. Just because he missed a week doesn't mean he's not the captain."
Yeah.
So, and a huge shout out to Gavin for putting the team together and having us all here.
Yeah, Gavin.
Next year, it's gonna be something cool with our team happening too, which I can't say yet.
Ooh.
I won't say. I won't. You can tell me off mic. I was gonna say you can tell me off mic, but my lips are sealed.
Sweetie, why didn't you ever join?
I think it's more to do with the fact that, I have bad knees, and
you can't,
I'm not Mr. Hockey Hustle.
You have bad knees.
Yeah, bad knees, bad everything.
Oh.
Yeah,
I hear that.
I mean,
I bet you people just go to support you guys.
The last time
just to hang out.
I did go to a Vashel event that
Yes, you
was
did.
down in the Red Bank area or
Uh-huh.
Atlantic Highlands area and hung out. But I tell you one thing, that gym smelled like a fucking gym. Or where they it smelled like a fucking gym.
Smelled like a gym.
Smelled like
a locker
feet.
room.
Smelled like stinky.
Did it smell like BO?
2,000-year-old feet is what it smelled like.
Yeah. Or
You know,
balls.
That's why I play outside.
Just like lots and lots of feet have never been washed out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like the collection of
Oh.
bare feet and stank
And-
since it opened.
And stinky balls,
Yes.
probably.
Well, I don't know if people were running around wiping their balls on the mats, but
But you never know.
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure
There
that
is always
feet
the
have
one or
contacted
two, you
that.
know.
A few feet have
That
made
just-
contact with those mats.
That just can't help rubbing their balls on stuff. You know,
Yes.
there's always
Right.
one or
The
two.
ball rubbing.
The ball rubber.
Why are you rubbing your balls all over the place? You're.
It went to French all of a sudden.
What is with you rubbing your testicles all over me? Take your hands like big, ugly testicles and you are rubbing them all over me. See, that's how you get there. You get there by the tentacle
I
joke.
didn't say each other on the equipment we were talking about.
Oh, God.
That's so weird.
Go get him, that man.
So what were we talking about?
We're talking about Vashel. We're talking about this year's
Yes.
shindig.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
we also had another special, awesome person join our team this year, and it was Mike Driscoll.
Oh wow, another name I know
Cool.
well.
Mike Driscoll,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so he played with us this year, and
Did he get
yelled
hit
at
in
me
his
the whole
sweaty
time that I got him
balls?
to join.
Oh, cool. Now, did he? Have you met him before? You're already
Yes,
friends
yeah,
with him, right?
he was-
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I've
you're
been friends with him for a while. I met
Yeah.
him face to face for the first time in Philly last year when we all met out there.
That's right.
That's right. Yeah. Bah.
They're doing,
Oh my God! If we could undo time on
Listen,
that one.
they're doing an event this September.
Yeah,
that's right.
We are.
Are you doing it in
There's a
Philly again? I
podcasting
mean, I know
event.
there was.
No, it's
there
in
were-
Vegas again.
Yep, this year we are doing Why Not Con 2018 in Las Vegas.
Wow.
September.
Yep,
You know what
so
the
it's gonna
problem
be
is?
September 7th
I'm
through
always
9th.
fucking broke when you guys need money.
No, but you know what? We might be able to do it if we. We might.
If you
be
can,
able to.
if not, it's all right. We're planning on another Philly trip next spring, I believe.
God, there's so much shit I need to. I could say off mic.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
I know.
It's like I don't want to start opening
I know.
cans of worms.
But I mean,
yeah.
you know, people need to just put money aside, like
So that's
a little bit, and then you can get there.
Wait, it's
You know,
2018,
it's not always
September of
easy.
this year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
September this year we're in Vegas.
So that's like 4 months from now or something.
No, 2
Yeah.
months.
2 months.
Or 2 months. Yeah, it's going to be 7th through the 9th. So just that weekend. We're staying at the Link. It's one of the Caesar resorts.
Okay.
Chris Kim recommended it to us, so we went with that.
Nice.
Big Daddy Jimmy V, I think he's going to show up.
There you go.
Got a
Oh, of
couple
course.
other people. Hopefully
5-hour
surprises
drive.
showing.
So it'd be nice to go to one and not film.
Right. Yeah,
'Cause
just
last time
hang
I was
out and
there,
have
that's
fun,
all
you know?
I fucking. I was obsessed with the filming shit. It'd be nice to
Well,
go.
it
and
was
just-
also new too, and you're like, I want to get this done. This is the last piece at the time, you know. So you were like, gotta get it.
Fuck, man, everything has changed about that now too.
Mhm.
But some good stuff on the horizon there too.
Yeah,
All right, well,
which
let's,
is awesome.
Let's go back to the hockey.
Yeah, hockey. Back to
Cool.
hockey. We're drifting.
Okay,
Let's
so-
at least,
all right,
let's
sorry.
at
So,
least
yeah,
cover the Vashel thing before we drift.
So when
Right.
did you when did you get there? When did it start? Like, who did you see first? Like, what did
Oh,
you?
God.
Who won?
I showed up early. I showed up at like noon. I hung out. I stayed at the Best Western there. Half our team was at the Best Western. The other half was with the rest of the league at the Comfort Inn.
Uh-huh.
So I just went in, checked in, and I went to the rinks. And my first game wasn't until 5:45 that evening.
Okay.
So I just walked around, hung out, found my old teammates and stuff. Met.
All right, we're back.
No, get in trouble by
Says
him.
you.
I'll get in trouble. I'll get back because they'll listen to the show. But like, nope, 5 minutes in the corner for making a racial joke. I'm like, it wasn't even me.
Actually, here is a fact. I
wasn't
mean,
even you.
while there's nowhere in any contract or point in time or space that says that we have to protect Kevin's brand, but
Right.
we take it upon ourselves as a duty of
Oh,
the show
yeah.
to protect
yeah.
Kevin's brand. So that's
Yes,
why
and that
there
is
are
our duty.
there are places we won't go. So
Yeah. And we
Right.
know that Kevin would never ever,
yeah.
say this.
Right. Well, no, and that's understandable too. I mean, it makes sense.
All right, well, let's move on from this it's
Because
silly.
Kevin's brand is all about being positive,
Okay, going on.
not all this negative shit.
This is dumb to even focus on. Okay, let's go on.
Blunt
Fair
Man
enough.
and Chronic.
So Yeah, after we met the teams, got everybody together and stuff. Like I said, the first game was at like 5:45, so we got there about an hour early, started practicing. And our first team we played against was the VSQ Vulgarians.
Oh, cool.
We're in the finals the last few years, so here's the shitty team playing against them.
If our president was on a VSQ team, I believe I know the team that he would be on. The Vulgarians.
He would be on the Cheetos?
Oh, no, he'd definitely be on the Vulgarians.
I mean,
he is a Vulgarian, so.
He is a Vulgarian.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think that's an insult.
As a matter of fact,
to
he should probably be the mascot of that team.
We might
Just
have
a
to
big Trump, his angry, do it like an abstract of it.
Oh my God, we might have to
Or
cut this out
cartoony
because
version.
you've insulted the whole team.
Why?
Insulted the whole Vashel team.
No, I haven't.
That you said that would be Trump's name.
He's a Vulgarian.
Oh my God.
He is. Sorry.
To
All right,
be
moving
fair,
on. I'm not cutting this out. I'm not cutting.
He's like, I'm not doing this shit.
No more.
He would be
There's
like-
no race of Vulgarians.
They would be the Cheetos.
They're not a race. They're not a creed.
They're
The
nothing.
Cheetos, because he's orange.
I love it.
Yeah, but that's so low hanging fruit.
Hey, you know what? He is low hanging fruit. Okay?
He's kind of a nut.
He
All
is.
right.
He's low hanging fruit, like all the time. Everything you could just grab.
All right.
All right. Anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Steve.
Yeah, so the first game was against the Vulgarians.
I'm sorry. Did you say grab?
Grab him by the pussy. Grab.
Thank you.
He did say pussy,
Is
but
Mr.
sure as
Manafort,
hell,
who's
Samantha
by the way, respected man. He's a respected man.
Samantha B cannot say cunt, but he can say pussy.
I have a great relationship with the blacks. I've always had a great relationship with the blacks.
You know what? Look at my African American over here. Look at him.
Oh, God.
Number one.
It's that one.
I am the least anti-Semitic person that you've ever seen in your entire life. Number two.
I'm sorry.
Racism. The least racist person.
No, you don't.
You know what? Look at my African American over here. Look at him.
I'm really gonna
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on.
She doesn't have the look. She doesn't have the stamina. I said she doesn't have the stamina. And I don't believe she does have the stamina. To
All
be
right.
president of this
I will
country,
close this
you
out.
need
Trump
tremendous
needs
stamina.
to make a final statement that is the truest thing you will ever hear him say.
Okay.
And I think one of the reasons I'm standing here instead of other people is that I have deals in Russia.
Thank you. And that was not at all edited in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, and you
That's
totally
awesome.
interrupted our guest. Though.
I'm
He's
sorry.
Talking about his
Went off on a
visit.
tirade. It's been a while since I've done a Trump tirade.
Yeah,
Has been.
but we need to listen to our guest and his.
Yes.
his
Grab by the. Well, you said grab. That's really what did it.
As soon as
That's like a
anyone-
trigger word.
Grab is now a trigger word.
It's a trigger word. Grab him by the pussy.
Isn't that crazy? Because people probably think that.
I
as
wonder
soon
if
as they hear
you know
grab.
what. I hate to say this,
Ooh,
but the
God.
suicide rate, I wonder if we can't look at Trump.
Oh my God! Can I tell
With Anthony
you?
Bourdain, I wonder if
Oh.
people don't just like fucking turn on the TV, see the
think
news,
about
and if
that.
you're already depressed, like maybe Trump is the thing that pushes you over the edge.
See, but there's some people that are depressed, but there's some people that are. There's a little more going on, and when they do see that, they
Yeah,
get
that's what I'm
scared,
saying.
they
I
get
wonder
frightened,
if the suicide rate is up in the era of Trump.
and they feel
I'd
like
be curious
it would
to
be
find out.
better if they were not around, and it's sad because a lot of
We know
I
that
think
the
somebody
school
mentioned that to
shooting
me
rate
before,
is.
and I'm like, I bet you it's true.
Oh my
Yeah.
God! Please,
I know that like the vet rate, the
Right.
suicide
Oh
rate. is
my
like- is
God!
like,
And
yeah, staggering.
can we please use this moment? If you need someone, call someone. If you're
Oh my
worried
God,
about
yeah.
someone, call them and call the hotline.
Oh.
Please.
And if you haven't been watching it, check out Wyatt's and Act's new show on HBO.
Oh my God,
Especially the
Wyatt's
most
and Act.
recent one.
Yes.
It was about something called I forget what the word is. It's like reciprocative justice or something like that, or innovative.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's really heavy. It's like, okay, originally it's more for juveniles, where instead of actually prosecuting the kid, what they do is they sit the kid, like the offender, down with the person they offended, and they talk. You know what I mean? And like, so the person tells them, like, you know, you made me feel like this, and you know, and the other person basically has to sit there and sort of go through the effects of their
but
what they
affected
did.
them. Some of it is like murder.
So, like, the question was, do you think this could work for a violent crime? And then cut to this one case in fucking Florida. So, it was insane. You got to see it. It's
oh, shit.
Yeah. they like... And it makes sense when you think about it, because at first you feel like your instinct is to go, wait a minute, is this like some, like, hippy-dippy crap where, you know, we're going to let some killer out on the street again or something. But when you really start to analyze the difference, like, it's interesting because...
It's called Restorative Justice Project.
There you go. And it's like, it's more focused on the victims in that, like, the victims get far more closure and far more out of the person who pulled it off.
Right.
And... as a result, they get a reduced sentence for being a part of it. And whereas one woman makes a point, she's like, okay, what would happen in a case normally? So a guy who is convicted now becomes pissed off, defensive, and is a victim. You know, we have another victim in society, wherein in this one, people take ownership for shit they did, you know, and it's fucking heavy. It gets real heavy.
See, but that's why I think sometimes almost someone would avoid it, because there's so much emotional shit going along with it.
Yeah. Well,
they just want to be over. Like, go in jail, leave me alone. You killed someone
But
I
the
love,
fact
I
that
don't
you
wanna
have to
look at you
interview,
anymore.
like, you
Like,
have to
I don't know
sit
if I
with the
would wanna
family
do-
members
I don't know
and
if I
really
would
have a
wanna do that.
dialogue and shit
Yeah.
like that.
I don't know if I would want to do that, seriously, right away.
Yeah.
I would have a hard time with that.
But anyway, I don't know how we got here, but podcasting.
But I mean, I get the
segues.
communication, because I think in the world today, I think there's a lack of communication. But I think sometimes with something like that, it's such like an emotional. It has to be. I mean, I've never lost anyone like that. But like, if you murdered someone,
you find out why it's an ex-dad.
It's like, oh my god, I can't forgive
was
you
murdered.
right away. Who?
And you find out why it's an ex-dad was
Yeah.
murdered that episode.
Like,
and there's one point where even you think he's about to bring on his dad's murderer to interview.
I know, it's crazy.
But he doesn't. So, spoilers, sorry.
Oh my god, how did we get here? No.
I don't know. Again, we're back on the same day, because Wyatt's and Act's new show is really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
And it's on Friday night, so we're still
really
reeling from watching it.
Yeah, it's really good.
All right, back to Canada.
Oh, Canada.
I don't know the rest of the song, so I can't
playing, man.
How many teams?
Oh, geez, there's 1, 2, 3, 4.
And that's just the Vashel part, right?
No, 18. 18 on the Vashel League.
Really?
And then there's all these other leagues that play, too. And it's for the Lung Association of Canada that Walter Gretzky contributes. I think we did like 80,000 this year or something like that.
You raised 80,000 for lung cancer.
Yeah, it's crazy. And it was awesome. But I got to talk about my goalie for the second game. Our first game was at 5:45 until like 6:30. Our second game was at 6:30 until like 7:15. So we got no break in between our games. And it was like 80-something degrees out, and our goalie's in all black facing the sun for both games.
Ouch.
And
oh, my God.
and the second
Did he have
game
a mask, like a funky mask? Because a lot of guys wear masks.
He had a big one, but it wasn't like crazy as some of the other ones. Well, we
like
played
the
against
crazy clown or anything.
Well, we have the 4-color demons. We were playing against them, and that dude actually has a demon skull as a helmet. It's awesome.
Yeah, I saw that.
Giant horns. Yeah.
You posted pictures, didn't you?
Yeah, I posted a couple too, but Jason mostly did all of ours. We just all gave them to him, and he posted them up. But with 6 minutes left of the game, that second game, our goalie went down, dude. Like heat stroke, hit the ground hard.
Wow.
Oh my God, he got dehydrated and just like went down.
Did the more meds there and everything?
Yeah, well, we ran over. Like I grabbed water because I brought a cooler of water. I grabbed the water, ran it over to him, and then medical came over. And he felt fine after a while. He's like, yeah, everything just started getting dark. And I'm like, well, get off the court, dude. I was like, we don't need to play with the goalie. We're losing anyway.
Oh
so we didn't really care. It's like, we're here for fun. We don't care.
Dehydration.
He passed out and just
it's amazing
saw all
he almost did. He got up, and he refused to get off the court. He's like, no, there's 6 minutes left. I'm playing. We ended up coming back and tying that game at the end of that.
Oh, my God.
It's fascinating how many side effects come from dehydration.
Yeah.
Like, headaches and all kinds of shit that you don't even realize in daily life. It's just like, hydrate yourself,
and
bitch.
if you're out in the sun like that, it's important to, especially drink water, Gatorade.
Sunblock,
Who's
water,
the mom
shade.
here?
And, but this guy, he's doing a documentary about hockey and stuff there. our goalie. So
Cool.
he has all this footage and stuff. He's interviewing people. I missed him because we were going to do the interview, but then he got heat stroke and left after the game was done. So,
wow.
But his name is Christopher Elward, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. But he's doing a lot of videos and stuff for the league and stuff, along with Daryl Clark, who did a couple of videos too.
Oh, that's exciting.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. But yeah, after that, we played a couple games. I am lucky enough.
I remember I kept pushing. I kept pushing at Mater that he should start a fucking Vashel podcast. I don't know why no one's done it yet.
I know you were talking about that years ago when we were all there. So you should do this. You should do this.
Somebody should do this. Why has this not been done yet?
Right, and it'd be great. I mean,
you can do it. You're a member of Vashel.
Yeah, but
it just takes someone with the fucking initiative.
Really
That's all you need, and someone who actually is, a Vashel.
Yeah.
Has some cred.
I mean, Steve knows the work that goes into podcasting. So sometimes it just has to be a thing that you just can't stop thinking about, or a passion. If it's not, then it's kind of.
Well, let me tell you.
I would love to be on one.
I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. If you're out there and you're thinking of starting a podcast and you would like a sidekick, feel free to reach out, because guess what? I would love to be a sidekick of somebody's shows. Just show up and talk. I am available.
Yes,
provided
available for that.
Pitch me your idea if it's if I think it's good and it's something I'm interested in. Obviously, because podcasts work on passion.
All the other stuff keep me out.
Passion, interest, yeah. But if you want to drive a show, feel free. I'm out there. I'm available. Apparently, so is Steve the Knight here. So you have two guys.
I'm down for fun.
Who are down for co-host. Too. And the reason why is because we already fucking do all the work on other shows. And we would like to do some non-work on a show.
Well, I'll tell you right now, I don't do shit on my show. That's all Matt.
Oh, well, there you go. Lucky you. So you already do that.
Yeah. Hey.
Fuck you, Steve. No, don't hire Steve. Wait. Just come to me. He's already got enough side gigs.
No, seriously, guys, it is a lot
I want
of work.
the joy of just being a co-host. I'm going to show up and be the Nudnik.
It is awesome. Seriously,
like
the co-host part's the best. I mean, I do some production stuff, but nothing compared to a real host at all.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're the co-host.
So again, I'll float that out. If you're, if you have an idea for a show and you're looking for a co-host and it's some sort of passionate project that you think I might be interested in, please reach out. I would love to do another show where I can just cut loose and not fucking hang on all the other responsibility. It'd be fun.
I've had thoughts come in and out of my mind about shows.
Danny and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago, and we both came to the same place. Neither of us wanted to add another fucking show to our roster that we were going to have to produce.
Yeah, but you guys should do a Westworld show.
I know we should, but neither of us want to fucking produce it.
I know.
There you go.
Yeah, see, and that's the
and you
end
know
of
what?
it right
Everybody's got a fucking Westworld show now anyway.
Really?
Too late.
Yeah,
are there really Westworld shows? There has.
I'm sure there are. If they're Game of Thrones show, there's probably Westworld by the fucking minute shows.
Oh my god!
Won't be surprised if
But
those guys ran that one.
Shout out to Blake Riley there.
Right.
Oh,
Blake Riley.
Oh, he actually reached out to. He's gearing up for. He's gearing up for Clerks 2. And I know I picked my slot.
Oh my god, I love that
picked
movie.
My slot for his commentary by the minute.
Okay, Rosario Dawson is my focus for
Well,
2018.
Yes, among other people.
Among other people.
Yeah,
Rosario
well, I watched
Dawson
it last
is
night.
very high. Did you really?
Yeah, I got a
so
message like, "Come down, we're watching Clerks 2 tonight." I'm like, okay.
It's a great movie. I love it so much.
It's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Again, it's what I love about
It's
that.
all around fun.
It gets out of its own way nicely.
Straight up fun, isn't
it's
it?
not the first movie.
No.
Which is good about it. And at first, that was the thing that I was hesitant about,
Yeah.
And fucking
sequel, that's why. You think
love
sequel
Randall so
taints
much.
it.
Yeah.
And then you add a new foil or a new someone for Dante. Not Dante, for Randall to rip on.
Oh my god, I love Randall. He's so great.
No, but
and Elias.
I'm talking about Elias as a new.
God.
I love Elias because I know that guy. I just knew that kid growing up.
Yeah.
He's so fucking real.
We all did.
Yeah, like everybody knew that kid.
Did you make fun of that kid?
And there's another. That's Gene. That might be best of number 4. because
Oh
we're
my
picking.
God, that's so great.
Yeah, we're picking best of shows.
Now,
like
I want to ask
best
you
of
two.
interviews
Okay,
for
first, Scott,
for YouTube.
Were you mean to the kid that you knew like that?
It all depends. You know,
Who was hanging out with
This is
at
the
the time?
truth. This is the truth. I would have been nicer than most, but you know, like every kid's tolerance like wanes after a
Yeah.
while. You know, you can only put up with a fucking dweeb so long.
How about you, Steve? Did you?
Oh yeah, I made fun of him.
You
Guaranteed.
did. See, but it was all when, like, it was timing. Like, when you were going to look cool, that's when you did it. And I'm
Yeah.
sorry to admit that.
Well, to be fair though, I was also like the class clown, so I made fun of myself way more than anybody else did.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was that.
See, I didn't
goofball
do that because
throughout
I always
school.
saw
I made
that
fun
as
of
way too
everybody.
transparent, Gene.
Yeah, well, I was transparent, and I apologize for that. I try to be a
I
better
was
person
one of
now.
those guys who was like acquaintances or friends with every group in school. Like I didn't have my own group,
I can
but
see you
everybody knew
being
me
that.
because I was a goofball.
Yeah.
See, you
You're
know,
like the little brother
as I
always
think
wanted.
back on school,
Yes.
you know, it's really fundamentally the problem with most of my life was, you know, very early on in Catholic school.
Ugh.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I learned, you know, some very early on in Catholic school, they start teaching you about Judaism because Jesus was a Jew.
Yeah.
And so, you know, that opens up the question of, wait a minute, hang on. There's more than just this religion?
Right.
And they think theirs also is the one and only right one?
Yeah.
And as we look around, we see more of these religions that also think that they are the right one. I think I've quickly deduced that none of these are the right one. And they're all full of shit.
Right.
Like, as a kid, I quickly figured that out, and I think that fucked me for the rest of my life. Sorry. I'm sorry to bring. I'm really sorry to bring the show down. I don't know. I started just tripping back to Catholic school, and that was what that jaded me. Those everything's bullshit.
Can I say
was
something
where I
about
started
Catholic,
life.
Can I say something about Catholic school? I have never, ever in my life had lower self-esteem than when I was in Catholic school.
Yeah.
That's sad. That is so sad. Like I mean,
It's
I went to
an
public
honest-
school and I had a fucking ball.
Isn't it sad though? Because the nuns,
Well,
the nuns push you down into they crumble you into like.
The way it worked for us
They're
was
so
we lived in
mean.
Queens when I was my formative years, and this was the 70s, and the idea was
They're
the
old.
schools were very dangerous. You know, they're not as good. You know, they're scary. Everything's falling.
scary.
New York is falling apart. Oh my God!
There's black people there.
Yeah, send
Oh my God.
send our kids to the Catholic school. And here's the other thing: those Catholic schools are really pretty cheap. Like, if you
Get
ever
one,
talk about Kevin
buy one, get
talks
one
about them. They're
free.
not as expensive as you think they
No.
are.
I work
especially-
at one.
Especially
I
if you're
one with my
Catholic.
client.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I mean, they're cool. They're nice to me, but I'm like, dude, I would not want to do this.
Yeah. And you don't want to send your kid there too if you.
No way.
But in general, they were, because they were private and
Yeah.
answered to different, they were generally better schools, at least back then.
Well, and Kevin
terms
talks
of-
about it. They are cheap because you
And
get like if the one kid goes, then the second kid's cheaper, and then the third kid's like free.
It was
So
also,
Kevin
I think,
went, like, free.
part of it, I think, was location,
It's like you get a
location,
discount.
location, too, because it seems like you had a rougher time than I did, because corporal punishment and a lot of that shit had left the Catholic Church in in George Carlin's era.
Right.
So in the 60s, it started
Right.
to turn. And had kind of gone away.
Right.
But, if you were in the wrong church or the wrong
Yeah,
fucking
but
school...
You and I are the same age.
But I think it was location, location, location at
'cause
that
I was
point.
in Jersey.
And yeah, it was transitional. It was the 70s, so we were... Because I only remember a few kids really getting it, and it was more in first grade from this overweight bitch named Sister Catherine.
Ew.
Probably a repressed lesbian like ever there was.
Can I tell you this?
Like Whoopi Goldberg was.
So in kindergarten I stuttered. Like I stuttered a lot growing up. It was,
Oh
like, my
boy,
big thing.
really? Are we going to go down this road?
the nuns-
I already want to
No,
pull
no,
out.
no.
Like we're
No,
gonna.
no. We're not talking about the whole thing.
Where's my violin soundtrack?
No, it's just going to be for like 10 seconds.
All right, it's 10 seconds
the
too long.
meanest. You're so mean. Actually, you're meaner than the nuns.
But I'm not meaner than this.
Grab him by the pussy.
The meanest people were the nuns. Like, they were never patient with me. Like, I swear to God, guys.
Well, it's because they're sexually frustrated. What do you
Yeah,
expect?
but why do you have to take your shit out on me? All I do is stutter.
Of
I'm not
course.
making you not get cock. Go and get it if you want it. You know what I mean? Go to hell. I don't care. Don't take your shit out on me.
Right?
That's what I don't like. It was very spiteful. Anyway.
That's what it is. That's why they're so fucking angry.
I know. So hopefully they're all dead now. I think they might be.
You know what they're saying?
It doesn't matter who we are.
Yeah.
What matters is our plan.
I hope Bane got them all. I bet you Bane got them all. Awesome.
Calm down, Doctor.
Never send your kids to Catholic school. Ever.
Because you will
Theatricality and
learn.
deception. Powerful agents to the uninitiated.
There you go.
And there is a lot of lesbianic stuff going on there.
Oh. You know what? There's always been the theory that the greatest way to make something really exciting is to repress it.
Yeah.
So you want to make sex really exciting, repress the fuck out of it.
Yeah.
Try to hold off for more than a week, and then you
Look
start
at the
snapping.
Victorians.
The Victorians?
Look at the Victorians, the most repressed of all sexually repressed of all the of all eras. But also, look, that's when they had like vibrating machines and doctors that would give women special hysteria treatments, which were essentially rubbing their clit.
Oh my God, they would
Getting
like
them
jerk
off.
them off. Oh my God.
Boy, and the women would be like, "Oh, I gotta go see the doctor again."
No, see the doc. The doctor's coming to see me.
He's got my hysteria
household.
clear. He's got my hysteria cure.
The doctor makes those
He
doctors,
makes me smoke a joint and he rubs one out.
Listen, those are like little house on the prairie days.
Jeez, I think I was
Doctors
I
came
think
by.
I was at one of those clinicians last night.
I know. Steve's like, wait, I like missed out on my profession in life.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Trump is getting rid of all kinds of fucking regulations.
Well, grab
There's
him by the
no
pussy.
reason you can't open a fucking, a grab 'em by the pussy store in your basement. All right, my name is Steve the Knight, and I am officially a groinecologist.
I got weed too.
Yes. Smoke up and put your legs up here in the stirrups. I'm going to fist you.
Can I tell you that?
While I try and figure out what the fuck is going on down here, because
Girls
God,
like
I have no idea.
Girls like weed. They like to come. Hey, you're good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let me tell you about my hysteria cure.
Smoke this and lay down.
Lay down. Or don't lay down. It'll work either way.
Yeah, I got you.
I got you. Steve is so funny. Oh my God, that's like a massage parlor, but no massage.
Pretty much. I mean, that's the happy ending part.
Yeah.
Which is the only part.
He's gonna go right
It's so
to the
funny
end.
too, because all the rest is really a total facade anyway. It's like some poor Asian lady just having to fuck around until she could jerk you off and get you the fuck out of there.
Like, my muscles are already loose. Just go.
Yeah.
Your shoulder's fine.
Get me out of here. Please. I'm being trafficked.
I don't need
sorry,
the whole
this is
hour.
terrible.
God, stop. You need to edit that out. No.
That was gold. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
trafficking. Don't talk about
Gold
trafficking.
right there. What are you
Trafficking.
saying?
Well, there's a lot of there's lots of sex worker rights parades going on lately.
Amen.
So we like to support.
Shout
them.
out to the sex workers of America
Yes.
and to Susie Q
Oh,
of
yeah.
Forecast, the
Yes.
sexiest of all.
Not talking
Did
about
you
trafficking.
see? Did you
at
see
all.
her what do you call it? Her queer month.
No.
Oh, she's so adorable.
God, but that she
She
does
is
like
adorable.
this big dildo thing.
But she has this,
Really?
no. She just does this thing with her lips. She's doing a kissy face
Oh
thing, and
my
she
God.
just looks
That's
so
all
adorable.
It takes for Scott.
Oh, she's so adorable.
All it takes is that.
Totes adorbs.
No, but she is a part of this. Like, what is it called, Scott? With the extra big penis thing.
Oh, I don't see that you're following her on some trail that I have down a rabbit hole. I haven't.
No,
I
you're
have
the
not
one
followed
who
her
told
down.
me about it. You're part of that like porn. That's like the extra large.
Why are you calling this out?
I don't know because I saw a picture of it.
All
on
right,
Instagram.
no,
I'm
I
like,
can't.
whoa.
I don't know what
How
the
can
name of
you
the company
not
is.
unsee that?
I don't know what the name of the company
I
is,
don't
but
wanna
yeah,
unsee
there
it,
is
but-
this weird porn company that is essentially it's like anime meets porn.
But why is it weird, though?
Because they give actresses very, very large prosthetics, and then they are hooked up in a way so as so as to try and trick you that they're not actually hooked up to a hose off scene. And these things exaggerate.
I love it
like,
so much, Steve.
We're talking buckets. buckets and buckets of jizz in each other girl's faces. While it is like, you look at it and you go, it's fake. At the same time, there's something about it that is such a turn on.
Of course.
And you
so
feel like the worst person. At the same time as you're totally like, I want to fuck these girls.
But it's so ridiculous.
So, but it's funny because each girl has her own like fake persona. Like every porn star who does this has a persona within this, this porn world. And Susie is now part of that. So
oh my God,
it was just so weird. I'm like, oh my God, she's part of that weird, obscure porn that turns me on.
Weird. Yeah,
it is weird because it's not. They're talking
different.
like it is. No, I'm not saying weird like.
I'm
not saying weird in a condemning way. I'm saying weird like the penis shapes are weird.
Oh, you mean they're different shapes?
They're like fucking giant size. Like when I say giant size, I mean like.
I've seen
4 feet by 4 feet around by 6 feet. You know what I mean?
What I'm saying is,
the one you saw, you may have seen like a softer one.
But can I say something?
I'm saying they're weird. They're weird.
But let me finish.
Plus, they're girls with 3 penises. How is that not weird?
3 penises?
Yeah, some girls have 3.
Okay, but can I say something, though? They're all the shape of a penis, though. They're not the shape of, like, a...
dinosaur.
Yes, no, they are. They are all shaped like
yeah, that's what I mean.
A phallic
the shape
member.
Of the millennium.
They generally have, like, a skin tone, and they are pretending to be...
like Chewbacca
they are pretending to be real. But okay, take a basketball and put it between your legs.
Yeah.
And then imagine a second one.
Yeah.
And then, like, make that a dick? That's, like, the kind of shit they've shown.
Oh, my God, you wouldn't even have a thigh gap.
And they talk to each other like, oh, my God,
would.
look what grew on me yesterday. They say shit like, that's like the dialogue. She's talking to, like, the other girl who has, like, a 7-foot dick that she can suck of her own. You know what I mean?
Oh, my God. What are we talking about?
Well, you brought this up.
But the thing is, you know how women always want to have, like, a thigh gap? That would be a thigh gap because that penis would be so big, your thighs wouldn't be able to.
But here's the point. All these are prosthetic, fake units.
God,
they're made to be massive exaggerations, and that's why it's a turn on.
Yeah.
Particularly when you,
especially if it's
like,
6 feet long.
Buckets. Buckets.
6 feet long. It's
buckets.
Like taller than you. Oh, it's
buckets.
That part.
Buckets.
It's the ejaculation.
Well, all of it.
Part.
I mean, yeah, but that part is insane. And what's even like, it's so much
is
that
like, what are we?
It's so much.
This is fucking
it
awesome.
is so much that the women often laugh at first. Like a couple seconds in.
Like, are you serious right now?
Like they'll start laughing, but then next thing they know, they're not laughing anymore because it just keeps coming. It's like ridiculous amounts. Like,
why do they stop?
It's like
laughing?
the joke that once is funny, 2 times, 3 times
like,
not
right,
funny anymore, 1,000 times hilarious.
Yeah,
that's what it's like. 1,000 times, like they're just beaten.
All they do is
they're
start
beaten
laughing?
down.
All they do is start laughing?
No. There's a part during it. It's like a phase where some of them will, laugh and snicker because it's so exaggerated,
Yeah.
But
it's
then,
kind of
but that doesn't last long because that shit just keeps coming.
Yeah, and then what do they look like?
Then the laugh goes away. Then they just look like girls literally fucking like they've been frosted with cum.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's it's always all over the face, and so their hair is like matted.
Isn't there
to their...
a word for that? There's like a facial or something.
Yeah, bukkake or some shit. It's like bukkake, but from one cock, and it's like buckets of bukkake.
Bukkake? What?
Bukkake.
Bukkake?
Yes, you've never heard it. Gina's like,
what is that?
She's such a
You
dunce.
need to go on the internet.
Yes, there's this thing called the internet.
Yeah. Well,
that is. What you once called facials is now called bukkake.
But can we call pause and say thank
actually,
you
go
for
to Nick.
calling me I know, for calling me a dunce.
Go to
Thank
Rick and
you very
Morty.
much for that.
Go to Rick and Morty.
I appreciate that.
Go to Rick and Morty, where
I love Rick and Morty.
Where what's her name? Either Jessica or one of the girls is like, I don't know about bukkake. I love watching bukkake, but I don't know if I would try it.
Oh, is that what bukkake is?
Yeah.
Bukkake sounds like poop. Why would you do that?
Okay, I don't know.
Bukkake.
It's with a K.
Oh, bukkake.
It's got 2 Ks in it, I think, or 3 Ks or something weird.
All right, well,
and
I'll
triple
look it
X's at the end. And
yeah, right.
Okay, well, I'll look it up. Sorry.
And I apologize about saying dunce. That was an extreme term.
That was.
Especially nowadays, you fucking retard.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Matt
See what I did there? You see what I did there? Do you see what I did there? And I used a very politically incorrect word.
I'm getting
so.
my 6-foot cock and going
Fuck to
home.
me, yes. Ooh, can I watch you suck your own 6-foot cock? That's another one. And these girls do autofellatio.
There's no way you can get that in your mouth. Come on.
There's no way they can't. They're fucking like, they could throw it over their shoulder, some of these girls.
No, but what I'm saying, if it's that thick, there's no way it's going in your mouth. That thick like that. Probably.
Again, like it's all about the acting at that point.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't fit it in my mouth. So you know what happens then? Like you come so much, then that girl will come so much faster, so she could blow.
Because someone has to press
buckets
the
of jizz. Oh yeah,
button.
someone is off camera with like
they squeeze
the
thing.
pump gun, you know. And
like in a water gun,
they
have to like.
Well, yeah, they definitely do it so that like so that it comes in, it comes in torrents, if you will, or if it comes in waves.
Is that girl on
or
camera
as the famous song goes, "Love comes in splurts."
Is that girl on camera the one that's priming the?
No, and
She's
I
off
doubt it's a guy. I doubt it's a girl for some reason.
Oh, because all the girls are.
It's probably a guy, playing with some technical
thing.
thing.
All the girls are on camera and he's off camera.
Yes,
I get it.
Exactly.
Pressing the button.
And he's probably I wonder if any of his jizz ever makes it in there.
Oh, you know it does at night, late at night after he closes up and shit. You know,
don't make it. See that when I started finding out about what goes on in the restaurant industry, I did lose some faith in humanity.
Why are we talking about food now?
Well, we're kind of there. Like once you go to porn, if someone's jerking off in porn cream, well, then we're going to talk about restaurant stories and
porn cream.
Well, the fake cum.
Oh yeah.
You got to catch up.
No, I don't know.
I
what
thought
you're
I
talking
was
about
tired.
Food, though, the food part, I don't get where that came from.
Like in restaurants, there's so many stories of like the sociopathic scumbags, like guys jerking off in ice, or stuff or pissing, or even more accurately, a guy told me who worked for me that when he was a kid, he worked at Pizza Hut, they pissed in the ice machine.
Oh, that's fucked up.
Yeah, in the intake,
so
that like, but they were like, it doesn't matter because it mixes around with all the water.
Is it
so
gross?
Yeah, so everybody got a little bit of your pee.
Is that gross that I think the pee is worse than the cum?
It is worse than the cum.
It's all fucking gross.
I'd rather have cum in my mouth than.
Do you want me to edit that?
Me too.
Wow. I don't know about. This is very. Here's my honest answer. It really all depends on who's cum.
No, but you won't know if you're getting like an ice.
It really does. It really does.
But you don't.
It all depends on whose dick it is I'm sucking.
No, but we're not. No, we're not even like. If someone said, "Oh my God, there's cum in that," and then someone said,
and I would just like to say to everyone at home,
upset about the pee.
Right now, I would like you to know that I am wearing. What superhero is this, Gene? She's never gonna know.
That's Batman.
No, it is a Batman superhero.
Yes, I do know what it is, but it's night. It's night.
Close. You're half. You got half of it.
Nighthawk.
Nightwing.
I was close.
I'm wearing my Nightwing shirt proudly to say I like Dick Grayson.
Nice.
Oh my God. But anyway,
that was a long setup for a bad punchline.
I would hate that with someone. Like, why would someone do that to someone?
But I'm actually I'm impressed that you got at least half of Nightwing, and maybe on a good day you would have got Nightwing.
It's not. What's wrong with me today?
You got What'd you say, Nighthawk?
No, but why is it a bad day? I don't get
on another day. On another day.
On a good day.
On another day.
Today is not your day.
That was more about randomness. Why are we about self-defense?
I don't know. I did know it was a Batman reference, though.
Yes.
But all I can say is never watch OJ Made in America on a Sunday.
Yeah.
as the star.
Oh my
chief.
God! Like
But
every
it's so
5 minutes,
depressing.
she's coming in angry.
Oh my God!
Like
OJ.
reliving the whole experience.
The thing
It's
is,
like
the guy.
this trial is 30 years old, Gene.
The
Are you all
guy's
right?
fucking blood was on the Bronco. That's all they needed to know.
I
The
don't know if
guy's
you know this,
guilty.
Gene. He kills her.
It was horrifying because I never saw the whole thing, but I will watch the end.
I live in Buffalo. I know the whole thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey.
That's right.
Yeah,
Well, you got through
do.
part of it, that's for sure. You got the whole Buffalo part.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man. Mm.
No, that's the ride up too, and that's in the first episode. That's such a well-made documentary. But you are you're definitely getting like, I guess it's good because it shows that you're getting into it and you're getting passionate.
Oh, I'm so
but
passionate.
But it's so funny because it's like, in a way, it's like the person who's upset about watching Titanic. You know that they die at the end. You know that ship sinks, right? You know that.
You know what I was.
I went to see that movie and I said that same thing. I'm
Yeah.
like, why are we seeing this? I already know what's going to happen.
You know
Yeah,
what I was
because what we didn't realize is the fucking story is fucked up.
You know what I was experiencing? Because when all this happened, when OJ was convicted, I was in my early 20s. So when all this was happening, I didn't really.
You were all up your own stuff.
Well, I was in my own stuff, and I didn't realize what the court, what was happening.
Well, what the documentary does very well is it contextualizes everything.
God,
It,
how
like,
they were just twisting stuff
It
around.
pulls in how the riots played into. There was a lot of shit that led up to OJ's case. Because
And
otherwise,
OJ
why the fuck would a sports
Yeah.
guy who killed his wife become that kind of thing?
And then he's like getting black all of a sudden because he wasn't really into being black. Like
Yes,
he was,
he was. Yeah, what was it? The chicken and waffles thing was hilarious.
Oh my
He seemed so
God.
uncomfortable in that.
I know.
Yeah.
And he even there was a
You
remark
don't won an
he
Academy
made.
Award.
I
Did it?
totally believe it.
Yeah. And Willie
shit.
Geiss's sister was involved in that.
He made a remark
Oh, no
on the
way.
way into
Yeah.
court. He said, I was thinking of I'm sorry, what was her name? Nicole. I was thinking of Nicole today and I almost started crying.
All right. We're bringing the show is going.
Ew.
Why are we going down this maudlin
I
fucking
almost
direction?
started crying, dude. You got a lot of shit. Anyway.
Well, it's more of a
Well,
hangout session. That's what this is.
Yeah,
Because
this
I
is
haven't
a
talked
lot
to you
of
guys in
fun.
so freaking
I know,
long.
we miss
I don't
you.
mind. I
want to come up and see you next.
That's why I said this is a
change
a new segment slash.
Yeah, I need a
guest
change
segment.
of scenery. We'll go up and see Steve next time.
Yeah, we should. We
Yeah,
should.
that's going to be our next trip to
do
see
that.
you.
What would be a good time to come? Like, what's something going on? Well, you know what? Fuck that. If we're gonna fucking go anywhere, we'll go to fucking Vegas. So
I know.
why are we jerking ourselves off here?
Yeah.
Come
We
to
could jerk
Vegas.
ourselves off
And
in Vegas.
And the good thing about Vegas is
Oh my God! Did I
the
just say
flight.
that?
The flights are so well. We can do more than that. I don't know.
The flights aren't expensive. and
No,
there's stuff to
exactly.
do.
That's
But you have to get them soon.
yeah.
Yeah, this like the further away you are from your trip getting them, the better you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Well, they also have like not last minute, but like a month beforehand, they'll have some really cheap ones
Oh,
too.
that's
And
true,
I really
too.
like to go. Like I said, just because not filming, not
Yes.
just
Well, and
just
just
to go
because-
have fun and hang
yeah,
out.
Exactly.
Well, just because we love, like, we haven't been able
enjoy
to
the
see
podcasting experience.
We haven't seen like Kitty. We haven't seen you. Like we haven't seen Leo. We haven't seen Big Daddy. Like we haven't seen you guys since really the last time in Vegas.
And I have an
That
amazing
sucks.
portable podcast setup that would be such a no-brainer.
It would be fun.
Nice.
Squeeze shows.
Hell
in.
yeah.
And can I tell you, I only gambled twice the whole time last time.
Really?
I gambled in
Isn't that
one, and it
weird?
was in fucking Prim.
Yeah, and we didn't even like. What was that all about? Like we totally weren't.
I was just
think
fascinated.
We just weren't in the vibe.
It turned into a Fallout Vegas thing for me. That trip. That was the coolest aspect of me.
Can I tell you though? I love Vegas so much. I really do.
I like Vegas, but I like Southern California too.
I know, but I really like.
I like them
Vegas.
both.
Yeah.
They're kind of the same because they're really the same desert. Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
Southern
well, it's the same
California is just
climate.
the beginning of that desert.
What do you think of Vegas, Steve?
I love Vegas.
You love it?
I like it too much. That's my problem.
See, that's me too. Yeah.
Yeah, I could live there.
I gotta be careful.
Another reason I could live
I'm a
there is
vice
because
person.
of the whole,
I have a lot of vices.
gambling pays for so much.
It does. It really
But
does.
then you have to live in gated communities.
Oh, I don't
because
mind
there's
that.
there's a lot of crime because that's gambling also brings crime.
Yeah. There's a lot
Yeah,
of
if you're close to it, yeah.
like,
there are
for
definitely-
an addictive personality, for somebody who's very, lured into certain kind of lifestyles, it's very tempting.
That's why I could
Vegas.
never live there just because I know. I did 6 weeks there, and I made way too many mistakes.
Oh.
Porn is essentially setting up there. I mean, for
Who?
for keeps. Porn,
Who?
the porn industry.
Oh God,
It's pretty
yeah.
much moved
It's
there.
I mean, it's the perfect place for porn.
Yeah.
Really.
And so
Well, you don't have to
Snoop
worry about
Dogg
the regulations.
and Andy.
And Snoop Dogg.
I love that show.
I love that game show. It's so much fun.
I loved it before Kevin was a part of it, and I love it more now that Kevin's a part of it.
What does Kevin do on it?
He's like one of those question guys,
Oh,
like the one with what's his name, your guy,
Who?
fucking all right.
Oh, Matt McConaughey.
Yeah, he's like, behold the donut.
I love Matt McConaughey.
And he seems stoned.
And he's still
behold
cute, but
the
now
donut.
he's cute, but now he's just like so odd now.
But then it will go to like a weird question. He's like, behold the donut, and what? As I ponder the donut, I would think, what is the mass of gravity? You know, then we go into some weird question that's
he's
not
very weird.
necessarily into donuts.
See, I'm using the word weird now. I shouldn't use it.
They also had Seth Rogen,
I love
who's they named his title
Yes.
Canadian Bacon, and bacon
That
is
dude
spelled
is
BAKIN'.
Seth
And he had a
Rogen.
big weed hat on.
Let me give an Instagram advice because Seth Rogen on Instagram is amazing. So try that out, everyone, because it's awesome.
Thank you, Captain Twitter Obvious. Or did you say Instagram?
No, because there's some
Instagram.
people that do. Wait, did I say Instagram or Twitter?
No, you
I
said Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah, because he hangs out
Instagram is
with,
becoming like the app
hangs
that I
out
spend the
with-
most time on suddenly now, too.
he hangs out with a lot of cool people too, like Snoop Dogg too.
I don't know
So
how it
it's-
happened. I transitioned.
What, over to Instagram?
Yeah.
I like Instagram.
I got sick of Facebook. I got sick of all that shit.
No, I like.
And I think I'm. Oh, I know why. It's the fucking repost app.
Yeah,
The
repost
repost
app
app
is fun.
makes it more. Because that's part of it. I don't always have a picture for everything, but I can repost Kevin shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It takes me forever to do it though.
And it
I
looks
just
good as
am
part of the
not-
feed. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Do you do that, Steve?
No, I don't even know what app you're talking about.
There's a repost app for Instagram. You know how you can't retweet a picture? You can only really like it on Instagram?
Yeah.
Well, there's an app that allows you to repost
Yes.
people's posts.
Yeah, but you
But
always
there's
want
also
to,
there is also an etiquette that you should tag it as a repost
Well, you
and
always
whose
want
it
to
is.
hashtag that
But
person
the
and-
app also, when you set up the post, the repost, it instantly takes all that all the text you need. It adds all the tags you need and places it in. Like all you have to do is hit a button. It puts it there for you, and then you repost, and it makes it a lot easier.
Oh my god, that just sounded so confusing.
I know, but it's not. It sounded more confusing than it is. Basically,
Oh, yeah, I see
here's
it.
what I
I
will
got
say.
it.
Repost makes Instagram more effective for me. It makes it something like I'm going to use Instagram more. because
And you can share it now.
And you can
Exactly.
share
It
That's the
makes it
biggest thing, 'cause
shareable. Exactly.
How do you get Instagram? I never understood that because I have an Instagram account. I don't really use it that often. I
Right.
just like, I'll post.
There
something,
was
but
no
how do I
retweet.
recommend things to other
Exactly.
people?
Instagram had no retweet.
Yeah, and it's hard to share because there's nothing.
You can only
immediate.
like.
Right.
You
Yeah.
share or you like.
Right.
And it's like, how do you find new people? The only way to find new people is through Twitter.
Well, no, you
No,
can
that's not
share.
true because it's so picture oriented that you can just like. That's another thing I sort of do like about Instagram because it's based on a picture. It doesn't really matter who posts it. Sometimes you can just
Well,
be like, "Oh, I like that" because it's a cool picture.
Well, and the thing on Instagram is you can like share, but it's like a direct message share. Like you can go
Yes.
into like I could share a picture to you, but it would be more in a direct
or you can
message way.
or you can message on someone's picture. Yes,
it wouldn't be in your feed.
Yeah.
is what we're trying to like or support someone.
It's not they.
Right. It's hard to
Again, it
support
goes back to
people.
a very simple concept.
Yeah.
There is no retweet.
Right.
There was no retweet in Instagram.
Instagram's fun. I mean, it just gets some people don't like it, but
I
mean, it all depends on what you use it for.
Without the repost app,
Yeah.
I would have to wait until I had a picture appropriate to
tag it on there.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not always as fun.
Yeah, I mean, there's people on it every day. I don't always have something to kind of do it, so I don't like force.
It's so funny too because I mean I really did. I learned about the app through Blake Riley.
Oh yeah.
And now I feels like the two of us are like who can retweet,
Oh,
who
who
can
can get the
repost
Kevin thing
Kevin's
up
that Kevin Smith's post faster. It's really not, but like there's something like I feel like it's like because we're both. He knows like we even talked about it on the show. Like I thanked him for turning me onto the app because because it's made Instagram a more effective thing.
Right.
But yeah, I do feel like there's a little bit of who could. I got him. I got him first.
Yeah.
I do notice when I get it first.
Yeah.
I will say that.
So,
I don't care if he gets it first, but I notice when I do.
So when did the hockey tournament start, Steve?
We're back to hockey? Really?
Yeah, I want to go back because we didn't really finish because he got there and then he did all.
Who won? That's the question I wanted to ask.
And how many
Which
days
team won?
was it?
Who
Were
won?
you tired? God, that's long.
The team who won was actually the last team we played, our third match. It was the Hit Somebody Hitmen.
Okay.
And when we played them, actually, I played a little rougher than I should when I play street hockey. I'm a little guy, but it throws the bigger
That's
guys
another
off,
reason when you asked me before, why don't you play street hockey?
Yeah.
That's another reason I play street hockey. And
why?
I play rough.
Because of
sometimes.
rough. And here's the thing. As a kid, I misinterpreted rough hockey and just hauled off and hit a kid in the head with a stick.
Yeah, but
and that's how I knew it wasn't my game.
But can't you wear like pads or something? Or?
Yeah, well, you can, but like I said, like you're still running at people.
It wasn't my thing. You know, like I guess my fight or flight response is too hair trigger.
Yeah, I know, but now you're like 40 something. You know.
This is like I was 15, 14. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. And that's a good thing.
I'll never forget
next
too.
year,
I know the kid's name and everything.
Vashel is going to be split into two different leagues. We think one's going to be competitive, one's going to be more fun based.
Oh.
So, like, I'll be on the fun one because, yeah, I mean, the competitive thing is fun and all, but the team we played, our third game, they won the tournament overall. Like, we were playing pretty rough. Like, I got my toe broke and stuff. People were getting, like, hit the wall.
Steve, you broke your
So
toe?
like,
ouch.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was my own fault. I went after one of the big hitmen guys and put him into the wall, and I was bear hugging him so he wouldn't move. And then he stomped down on my toe. If you listen to Mr. BS show, it's episode 138. It's called Bacon for Vashel.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Driscoll's on there, and he talks about like how fucked up my foot looked and shit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. But yeah, they won overall. I want to say the Sharks came in third, and I can't remember who came in second. I know the Clerks didn't win. They won the last like 2 or 3 years. So
Did
fuck
they?
them.
That's cool.
But yeah, it was really cool. It was a good time, and we were all friends at the end of the day. Like we all go back to the hotel, we go to the bar all together, we drink, we smoke if you smoke, whatnot. I mean,
it's so funny too because that was like
so
one of the
awesome.
pictures you posted after the game.
I
It was like,
know.
and I saw someone, I don't know who did it, but is that a cigarette?
Oh, that was Rose. Yeah,
Yeah.
she's like, she was pissed. She's like, you better not be fucking smoking. I'm like, no, it's only weed.
But then again, medically legal. So.
Yep.
And you're in Canada too. Is it legal there now?
It'll be
It will be
recreational
soon.
legal next month, I think.
Okay.
Something like that. It's medical there too.
But let's say, when I was in Canada, it pretty much seemed like it was legal.
I think I need to become a
It
Canadian
really
citizen.
did.
Well, it was decriminalized. That's why.
Oh
So
my
you were
God.
allowed. You could have stuff on you.
Okay, Dave Maher's
man.
apartment is literally the building right next to it is this school. Like, and so there's like, I don't know
Oh
if it
my
was
God,
a
the
dance
dance
school or performing school. So, like,
Yeah.
everybody's out there like smoking bones on the fucking porch, and then like these girls are, these like, young girls are fucking just like walking by their windows and stuff, just seeing all these potheads smoking weed out of the fucking porch. It was just, I don't know. It was
awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome, but it's this transition period from legal to, illegal to legal is so odd in many respects. It's just,
It's weird. It really is. But it's
It's
nice
good weird,
where
yes.
we're at with the medical thing because it's like, all right, it's cool. I'm on my own property. I'm not like I'm not out on a school playground or something smoking or driving alone. I'm like, no, I'm on our property. I'm at a residence, and it's medically legal here. I can do it. If people see me, whatever, can't do anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Not anybody.
Yes, because what's going to happen?
Now,
However,
do you
if you
have
were
to
black
have-
and you were standing in a Starbucks for some reason, they would throw you the fucking jail.
Now, so you have a medical card for New York, but does it transfer over to Canada like that?
Not normally.
But
no,
again,
but
the laissez-faire of Canada in general, and especially as we're saying, next month it'll be
Okay, so Canada would be like loose about it, yeah.
it would be decriminalized. So
Literally.
I can say, like, where did you buy this?
As
I
the
bought it
French
at my
would say.
dispensary.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You buy a dispensary, you're allowed to buy there, but you can't only have this much on you.
Yeah.
But 90% of the time, I only have one cartridge on me. I don't carry like a bunch of things, so it's like it's
Yeah.
one cartridge. They're not going to take that from me,
No.
But yeah, they're really cool about stuff like that up there.
Yeah, they're the nicest of all nations.
They're progressive.
Unless you're Donald Trump. Then
They're
they're
the nicest
our
of all
worst and
nations.
horrible enemy.
Yeah,
and they
that's like
burnt
an
down
ally
our
forever.
White House.
And Justin Thoreau
We keep
is a
coming back to
liar.
that, don't we?
Justin Thoreau's
You
a
know
liar.
what's going on there. Justin Trudeau is young
sorry,
and hot, and fucking Donald Trump is old and crusty and an artificial. I mean, I like what Seth Rogen said about him. His fucking hair is like a Lego head. It's like a Lego hair.
It is like a little cap.
Snap it off and snap it
It
back on.
snaps on and
Because
off.
it's one big hairspray boof.
I love that. It is a Lego head.
Yeah.
He said that on, I think it was on Fallon or something.
Yeah, he
like
also
that.
said that
so
it was pretty
funny.
much common knowledge that Trump was fucking Stormy Daniels because
I
Stormy
know.
Daniels was telling everybody.
Seth Rogen.
They're friends. So
Oh my God.
anyway.
I think we all need to become
It's
Canadian
hard.
citizens right now.
Maybe we should drop that. There's a chance that Gene and I may be doing a political show on a regular like
Yeah.
a 5-day basis.
I
Because
think I need to.
It's
Really?
like it'll
Even if it's a half hour or 15 minutes.
Exactly,
you just, like, vent
exactly.
a little
Yeah,
bit
I need to
and
get
do
it off my chest
and
because
yeah,
it's way
'cause
too
You can
much.
bring other people on, just do like little 5-minute spot. Like, hey,
Yes,
what's your
yes.
opinion on this?
Well, that's
and
what
you could do.
That's
both
what it was
ends,
supposed
too.
to be with Cameron, but like Cameron got a job, or he's in a different place in his life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was his initial reaction to the political nightmare.
Yeah.
Once he processed that, he moved on.
Yeah.
Didn't need the show anymore.
Yeah. But I think it'll be good. I just need to get shit out because
Yeah.
it's like burning inside, burning me out.
Right. Yeah, and there's a couple. If we are going to do it, there are a couple formalities that we have
Absolutely.
to button up. And,
but I think it's important for people to talk about it because it's like overtaking a lot of people's,
What bothers me is that we can't just, for some reason, the news or our watchdog, our First Amendment watchdog,
Right.
is has been so fucking
Restricted.
slow on this fucking story that this guy was a Russian fucking spy.
But look what he's doing now.
And is a traitor.
It's obvious.
He is a fucking traitor. He right now, it's not a joke.
No.
You can go in and see how he's daily violating his oath of office.
He is.
The problem is that the people that are supposed to hold him to that have decided to sit complicitly on their hands and not say shit.
Don't you think that him wanting Russia
And benefit from the corruption that comes around it.
Don't you think that him wanting Russia to be a part of the G7 is like a wake-up call?
A big sign.
I don't know what the fuck else it's going to
What
take
else has to happen?
to show what a traitorous motherfucker this Russian puppet
He is a traitor.
He's
He
a fucking
is.
traitor. Textbook.
Oh my God.
And you know what? You remember when he was running around saying Spygate? You know why he was saying that?
I'm a spy.
No, he was essentially preemptively trying to cheapen that term because that's where this is going.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
He was,
I can believe that.
Like
Yeah,
trying to
it
normalize
is sort of try to sort of make it smudgy. Discredit it by him saying you're calling it Spygate, and everyone going, "What the fuck are you talking about, you moron?" No one's saying that.
You
Because
called
he
it that.
knows
He
where
made
it's
it up
going.
himself.
Just like, I can pardon myself, but why would I want to? Well, no one but a guilty
Because
man
I'm
would even
innocent.
consider it.
Exactly.
Yeah, but why would you even bring it up?
Exactly, because
Yeah.
well, why the fuck would you tell people that you want the? Oh my God!
Someone made a comment.
The guy
I'm
is
seriously-
fucking. He cares more about Chinese jobs, Russian jobs, and let me tell you something.
But not here.
Russia is
Right.
quietly behind Kim Jong-il or
Kim
fucking
Jong-un.
bullshit.
Yeah.
They are quietly working him to give Trump a false win.
Yeah. Someone made this hysterical comment the other day about Rudy Giuliani. Remember when he said that he was like making all the comments about Stormy Daniels and porn?
Yeah.
And then someone made a comment like, who would ever watch porn with Giuliani?
The best line, I don't remember who the fuck said it. Was either Samantha Bee or John Oliver. I think it was Samantha Bee. She said his what was it? Velveeta smeared bottom teeth.
Like, oh my God, this is how low we have to go.
His Velveeta smeared bottom.
Listen,
But no, but here's the truth. Wait, let's stop for a minute. Pause. Giuliani, 10 years ago, was sane.
He was normal. Yeah,
he understood.
Really was.
And here's the other thing. He still knows how the system works.
Oh,
the problem that I have to, like, do these dumb fucks, because they are friends with him, not see that he's in with Russia?
Or they see it and like, oh, we can benefit from this.
How?
I don't know, but there are a lot of idiots.
They think they're going to benefit somehow.
Well, this is the truth. If a coup only works if it absolutely works.
Right.
Right.
So, I mean, it's apparent Trump is playing for keeps at this point.
Oh God, yeah.
If
why should he stop now?
If
Seriously.
America doesn't get that, you guys,
he's planning on being president forever.
I'm amazed at the stupidity and the sloth and just the moronicy of the average American nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you can fucking get behind this guy, you just are you have a big resentment, bigger than you have. And, what was the other joke I loved that I heard? There's two things a Trump supporter hates. They hate being called a racist. And the second thing is niggers.
Yeah. They hate both of those things. But we like black people more than we like the other way. I know.
Gene,
I don't like
by you
that
saying that destroys the impact of the joke.
No, it doesn't.
And therein lies why I'm not a big N-word fan. I mean, I know when it's right to say it, but there's times when you need to say the word.
Oh, yeah. Because you were
and that was the
repeating a
point
joke.
right there. You needed to hear the impact of that word. Absolutely. Because that joke wasn't necessarily funny. It was ironic.
It was very ironic.
Yeah. All right, let's get off. God, see, the world is fun. And this goes back to, at some point I said, triggered by the Anthony Bourdain thing, I wonder if suicides are up just because of the shitty mood that the president puts into the air of the whole country with the fucking tweets and the bullshit.
Yeah. There's a lot of dark places people go with the suicide, too, though. Like but they blame him. They say he was a cop-out, all this shit.
Regardless, here's what I will say. If you're on the edge, sometimes it doesn't take much. Why fucking give people another reason?
It doesn't.
Oh. Because he's a fucking jerk-off.
Yeah. But
and a Russian spy. Hashtag Spygate. Hashtag Spygate is real.
Right. Try not to let him.
I'm sorry. Oh my God! Wait, where's that fucking? I'm so unready for this. There's only one tweet I should have ready, and that's. This is terrible. This is the worst the world called the humanity. What do you think? What do you think, Walter?
So did you? So you wore the jersey.
The jersey we signed
we
got signed for you.
I did. I purposely wore it because I wanted to have at least one tournament wearing it with the signature on there.
Awesome.
And then you framed it?
Yep. I got ordering the frame this Friday, so I'm going to have it up on the wall. And I'm going to have my hockey stick that I had all of Afterburn and a bunch of people sign on the wall. Love it.
I love nostalgia.
That's so awesome.
It's going to be cool.
Therein lies, that's the center, I think. When you find a Kevin Smith fan, you find people that are into nostalgia, collecting, passion,
Right. Well, because it brings you back to that time. It brings you back to that person.
And it also connects you, too.
Yeah, it connects you. Exactly. Have you seen the Pop documentary that Kevin's in?
I have not yet.
The Funko doc or whatever?
Oh, my God, that's so good.
No, I want to see it.
It was so funny. I threw it on like almost... I mean, I knew because Kevin was in it, so it was. Sometimes I throw things on like an assignment. You know what I mean? All right, Kevin's
I gotta see this right now.
I gotta watch it. I'm not really that big a Funko guy. I have like 3 or 4 pops. I'm not one of those nuts. But I gotta say, suck me in, suck Jean in too. She was even more critical than me.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's a sign. It was decent. Now we didn't finish it, but we got like a good halfway through.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go. As I look at my Funko Pop of Kevin.
Yes.
So what's next for you, sir? What is something you can plug, promote, and tell the fans out there that of
What's
Kevin?
going on?
Yeah, where they can see you.
Well, let's see. Definitely, I'm on the Mr. BS Show. You can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher. It's the Mr. BS Show. We've changed our format out quite a lot. Pretty much there's no format anymore. It's a lot more fun.
It always is.
We got Why Not Con coming up in September.
See, it's
in
so
Las
funny
Vegas.
because to us it's the exact opposite. As soon as we found the format, it became fun. You know what I mean? Because it was just like, now we plug in A, B, C, and D, and we're done.
Right.
Well,
Well,
we
we started without a format, a real format, and then we got formatted, and we got used to it. And then when you start getting used to it, for us, like Ryan and myself are more improv than anything. We don't write anything down. I don't come prepared, really.
But you're the
We just
goofball.
work.
Again, you're the goofball. That's your job.
Exactly. So when we took a couple break type shows where it was like, let's not do a format, let's just hang out and have fun, and we'll find something we'll cut together for a show, and it ended up being the entire show.
Yeah.
So we're like, screw this, and I was like, well, we'll do a segmented show like twice a month, and then it went to nothing.
That's kind of like when Joe Greshko, aka Pork Chop Murphy, was on. I can't tell you, I agonized because it's a long talk. It's a conversation, and I debated: do I cut it? Do I not? And I was like, you know what?
It was long, but it wasn't bad though.
No, exactly, and it harkened so much back to BCJ that I was like, the only way to do this is to just let it ride and keep it in its true spirit. So. And again, I hate that fucking complaint of, oh my God, it's 3 hours? Yeah, you get more of a good thing.
For free.
Who the fuck complains? You ever hear of a pause button, dipshit? You don't have to listen to it all in one session. You can fucking pause that shit and then...
Like an audiobook.
Yeah,
It's a small
play it
audiobook.
later. Whatever. I've never, ever, ever said, oh my God, this sucks. Kevin's SModcast is 4 hours long.
Right. So messed up.
Yeah. It's so funny. Recently, who was it? Speaking of Kevin stuff, I was thinking we had to pull off a whole bunch of stuff that we had on the YouTube channel. Like, for instance, the Hitchbot stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like the collection. And a couple of other collections I had pieced the two Yoga Hoser bits together because they were on two different. One was the actual.
Right, there are two shows.
And that fit together so nice. Who was it? What's his name? Why can't I think of his name right now? The guy who does
Will Wilkins.
Yeah, Will Wilkins reached out to us. He's like, "We love you."
You're telling me?
No, he's like, "We love you guys, and that's why we're telling you up front. This is what's going to happen soon. So you're going to need to pull that stuff down." I mean, we're just doing this now. If you don't do it now, then you're going to get a nasty lawyer letter from fucking SoundCloud or from who was it? God, we're on them. Stitcher.
I forgot Stitcher. Yeah.
For Stitcher. So we had to pull a bunch of those fucking clips. But I do like the fact that
they call at you and let you know.
Yeah,
I was like, hey, just so you know.
Yeah, he said we're reaching out to people that we know, and we appreciate, just to let them know. Thanks, but time is over. That time has now passed. We're charging for this shit.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm worried about, though, is Kevin is not as prolific in his podcast volume as he used to be.
Right.
So in 6 months, what are you actually going to have access to for free? Like maybe 1 or 2 shows?
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, I hope he doesn't do that.
Well, I mean, it wouldn't be I don't think it would be by design, but by default. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because if you're just not putting them out, and the thing is like you get 6 months, which is not a good way to do it for Kevin. You should be like, you get 100 shows.
Yeah.
Or 200 shows, like regardless. Because 6 months could be 3 shows.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah,
Could be
exactly.
anything.
Yeah. So just a suggestion out there if anyone's listening, sir. A way to improve that service and make it so that more people out there may sign up. Okay, well, the show has just been driven into the ground by me, but I want to thank our guest today, Mr. Midnight Smoke.
Awesome. Thank you very much,
Steve
guys.
the Knight. How do you pronounce your last name, Steve? Or do you?
Oh,
See, I'm always sensitive because there are some people that who've gotten pissed at me for using their name. So
Really?
Yeah.
No, Matt uses it all the time. It's Colsanti.
Okay, cool.
Colsanti. Yeah. Is that Italian?
Hey, it's Italian.
Yeah, Sicilian.
Yeah.
Sicilian. He's one of those blondies. Those blonde Italian boys.
It's Italian.
Sorry, it's kind of cute. Those blonde Italian boys.
You know, Sicily.
You have red hair, don't you?
You know, Sicily was
I have
conquered
blonde hair, but red beard.
by the Moors.
Wait. Say this over, Scott.
Sicily was conquered by the Moors.
Yes, that is the truth.
Yes. So was Spain.
Mm-hmm.
In one of the most amazing periods that eventually brought on the Renaissance, but gets no credit because they want to wipe it all out. Because the Christians wanted to No, that never happened. We don't know anything about what happened during that 700 years where the Moors ruled part of Europe.
I'd love to go to Sicily one day.
That'd be nice.
Or more than one day.
I would really like. I don't know for what
Rome,
because I feel like America is going down the toilet. I've been watching a lot of docs about Rome, and I would actually really like to go to Spain.
I would too,
because Spain was a major province of Rome.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, it was.
It was the bread basket. Well, it was the olive basket.
Oh my God,
of Rome.
I'm sure it's beautiful.
Yeah,
I know.
A lot of history there. Is my point.
Yeah.
Plus, then the Moors conquered them, and so there's like a whole period of architecture of the melding of East and West, which is in Spain, which is really fascinating. So
that does sound fascinating.
Yeah.
All
Anyway.
the shit you can find on, I guess you can find it on YouTube, right?
Yes, all you bored people can now go
all the
throw up and force, stick a thumb down down your throat and make yourself vomit all over yourself.
Why would they do that?
I don't know.
Instead of watching the Rome
Instead
stuff?
of listening to me talk about bullshit in Rome.
That makes more sense.
The reason I'm doing this, folks, is because America is falling. Trump is our Nero.
Oh my God, like the Roman Empire.
Yeah,
Oh
Trump
my
is our
God.
Nero if ever there was one.
Oh, all you need is love. Do, do, do,
And
do.
and this is another fact. 666 was a reference to Nero.
This is
and
so
not
depressing.
the devil.
It's got
And
even more
that
depressing.
is a fact. 666 is a coded Christian word that translates to Nero, the Emperor Nero.
I thought it was like the sign of the devil or something.
Not at all. That's bullshit mythology placed on it after the fact.
That's what the nuns teach you in Catholic school.
Well, let's not even... All right. Don't get me started on what the Catholics teach as Christianity, or as part of the religion that aren't even in the Bible.
No, can I
because
tell
they
you,
have
I
something
know-
called catechism. Because the Pope can kind of just
I had
pull
that.
shit into the religion and just say, "Hey, this is now Christian doctrine."
Right.
Like for instance,
I think gay people are good now.
a poem.
What?
Yeah. A divine comedy.
Okay.
You didn't know that?
I don't.
The
I got
Pope-
lost with what you were saying.
What's the divine comedy? Do you know what the divine
Oh
comedy?
my God! Please don't ask me religious questions because I really don't.
It's not religious. This is English lit.
I know. Yeah, I know. But okay, can we move on now?
Wait, hang on. God damn it.
Nice.
And just in case you don't feel bad enough.
It's like Dante's
That's
Inferno.
Dante's
and all
Inferno.
that. Yes,
Because
I know
I'm
that.
sitting here going, that the main character of Clerks is
Right.
named
Like
after
Dante's Inferno. Yes,
the
I
play.
Know. Yes, I do know this. I do know.
So
what you're saying. Yes.
Dante's Inferno,
Right.
I don't know if it still is, but at one point was boom, part of Catholic canon because the Pope deemed it so.
Really?
Yeah. And the Pope can do that. That's
Mm-hmm.
why Catholics have a whole other book for their religion
They
called
love the Pope.
called the Catechism.
Right.
And as a Catholic, you should know this.
I do know.
But most Catholics don't know anything
Listen.
about their own religion. It's so true.
But the thing is, I was never given a positive message growing up, so I never wanted to learn it.
No shit, because it's a fucking religion that was that came to fruition in the medieval times.
Yeah.
It has nothing. There are no touchstones that make it relevant.
That's why I feel no shame not knowing any of it. I wasn't paying attention. for 8
Christianity
years of my life.
was at its peak
I can't blame you. I didn't really pay attention.
when we had bubonic plague
What was I
wiping out
doing?
half of the population.
What was I doing? I was like not paying attention at all.
Remember,
I was just
again,
resenting the teachers just sitting
This
there.
all comes back to me early on saying, in school, they told me that Jesus is Jewish, and that's another religion.
Yeah.
And
Right, and
just
it threw you off.
I'm
Like,
like
what?
I'm like
Doesn't
in
make
third
sense.
grade, and quickly everything. I realized it's all bullshit.
Yeah, so then why isn't he in that?
So why didn't
religion?
you do that?
Why didn't I do that?
Yeah, you're like, oh, destroyed my life. How would you let such a fiction destroy your life? And what was
No,
funny
it
is my
wasn't the
parents were
fiction.
not. My parents were like, I mean, even though they sent us there, they kind of also said, yeah, we know it's a little intense, and don't worry about that shit.
Yeah, well, not all of us have the same background and grow up the same. And it was more the meanness. Like, I couldn't get beyond the way I was treated, so. It was just a very mean environment. I didn't like it. And I cried every day, so.
Every day?
Most of the days, yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Unfortunately, I got to cut this show.
Fucking, this is coming out.
See,
Don't worry.
it's like-
This is dead.
Guys,
That
I
is
love you.
so out. Don't worry. I'm
Why?
shocked.
I'm not crying anymore.
Gene, come on. Really? I'm going to play this to you in like several hours. And you're going to
You
be
know what
like,
you do?
yes,
But
take
I'm
that
not
out.
crying
I don't know
anymore.
what I was thinking about. I don't know why I was so fucking maudlin.
No.
And why I just totally
But this-
dragged the show into the fucking,
Why?
into like the gutter of
I'm
depression.
not like that anymore.
Gene, okay. Again, I'll play this to you in an hour.
Okay.
And then you'll be like, cut it.
No, I don't think you should. I'm fine.
Well, you can just have it be like a 3-part thing for the other 2 shows. Like
Yeah.
you can go into.
Here's outtakes from.
And then like continue the conversation on one side there, then go to your new one. the
I
political
call
one
these
there.
Gene's mind blowers.
And it just travels from one show to the other.
Anytime you want to forget something, I take the clip out of the show.
Oh, I think it'd be cool. Like a good way to intro. Like,
what-
okay, we have a 3-part
It's a
show.
fucking
What?
Rick and Morty fucking reference. Hello? Jesus, don't give me the fucking stink eye.
Oh, man.
Well, we're bringing the show for a landing. It's a crash landing. It's been wonderful, Steve. Thank you for we're so wonderful you could join us today.
No, thank you guys. It was fun hanging out with y'all again.
I gotta look at this. We enjoyed having you, and remember to buy bonds, and I don't know what the fuck I'm saying anymore. Everyone out there listening to the Mr. BS show, check out Midnight Smoke. Is it 1 or Midnight _ Smoke? Midnight Smoke 1.
Midnight
Okay.
Smoke 1. Yep.
On Twitter.
Yeah, find me on Twitter. I'll talk.
Let me do that again. All right, thanks so much, Steve. I'm sorry. I'm like, you can tell. I'm crashing.
It's all good, man. You guys get some rest, right?
All right.
Bye, dude.
See you later, man.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Bye-bye. Love you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Steve the Knight. Everybody. Yeah. Sorry we brought the show down to a complete halt. You could tell. Well, you'll have heard the intro, so you'll know all the reasons why. Until next time, you're smart and good.
Bye, guys.
Right here. Wah, wah, wah. This show has been a total fucking disaster.
Yeah.
But you know what, Steve? We love you. And for you, smart and good, everybody.
Fatman on Fat.
Looking for an angel smile. Thoughts are drifting through my mind and filling it with fear. Is there something else out there, and just why are we here? Then I see the world will turn and we must be its guide. Crazy dreams and nonsense schemes, dawn comes we must reply. Powers from our mother earth, they'll blow us to our knees. While our souls do bind as one, come join us if you please, if you please. One by one and smirking like a thief, sleeping through another night and deepening our peace. Genesis and matter's wake is coming from our sun, living in this very moment, for this moment's done. But now I see the dawn will come and we are all its guide. Crazy dreams and nonsense schemes, the Godhead in the skies.
Of course.
From our mother earth is all we'll ever be.
No.
All our souls do bind as one, come join us if you please, if you please.
Yeah. Crashing this train with no survivors. Victory has defeated you.
Flowers into bloom, there's no such thing as time. Powers from our mother earth will blow us to our knees. Twisting, turning, minds are burning, join us if you please. And now I see that I am just beginning its demise. Flashing bits of comic light that vanish from the skies. Powers from our mother earth is all we'll ever be. All our souls to bind as one, come join us if you please, if you please.
Join me, and together we can move a galaxy as far from the sun. Don't make me destroy you. Don't fail me again.
There he is. It's that man standing over Blood Alley Square, protecting us all.
As you wish. Go get him, that man.